I don't know if this lighting is super cozy or super creepy, and we're only going to find out after I'm editing this video. So let's hope it's not super creepy. I am back with another book review. This might just become my little book review spot. I finished The Great Hunt. It's Monday now, and I finished The Great Hunt on Friday. So a couple days ago. And I want to review it while it's still fresh in my memory. And I also want to talk about it and all of my theories and stuff before I get too deep into the Dragon Reborn and start kind of clouding my theories with fact. The Great Hunt is the second book in the Wheel of Time series, and it is another quest. The Horn of Valere has been stolen from Faldara and needs to be retrieved. So Rand, Mat, Perrin, and a bunch of Shienarans go on the quest to retrieve the horn. And that's how the story begins. This is going to be spoilery because I don't know how to review a book without talking about my favorite parts, and that is spoiling. So if you haven't read the book, I suggest, if you haven't read the book and you are planning to or would like to in the future, I suggest not watching this video because I don't want to be spoiling stuff for you. But I do want to talk about spoilers. So we're going to dive right into it. I loved this book. I think that so far I've loved all of the Wheel of Time books that I've read. Granted, that's only two so far, but we're 2 for 2 right now. So that's pretty good. I had a lot of suspicions. If you've watched, so I'm going to post my reading vlog about this before I post this review. So if you've watched that, a lot of my suspicions came true. And I was a little bit surprised about that. I was not surprised at all that Selene was Lanfear. I pretty much knew that because they talked about her. She's like mentioned at the beginning, Lanfear is, and then this like gorgeous girl shows up to that needs rescuing. It all just seemed far-fetched when Selene, as she's known in this part of the book, is the damsel in distress. She is literally a damsel in distress, and she is like the best actress at it. But she's not that great of an actress at it, I feel, because she's not scared or anything. I don't know. I wasn't surprised that she ended up being Lanfear. I'm curious to see what happens with her. And I'm nervous for Rand. I did not like her one single bit from the second she stepped on the scene. So I hope that Rand has enough sense in him to, I mean, of course he does. Like, I trust him enough to do that, but I hope that he does have enough sense to steer clear of her. I just don't know if there's going to be anybody who informs him of who she is, because the only one who's seen her is Min, aside from himself, and he knows her as Selene, and she introduced herself to Min as Lanfear. So we'll see about that. I hated her from the beginning. Another person that I absolutely hated was Liandrin. She was the absolute worst, and I will never forgive her for turning Egwene and attempting to turn Nynaeve and Elaine into the Seanchan. I mean, she's a dark friend. She's literally the Black Aja, so I don't know what I was expecting from her. I think I suspected her being part of the Black Aja at the beginning when she was in Faldara, but I didn't think that she truly was. I just thought she was one of those characters who is going to be against our protagonists, but not fully evil. But no, no, no. She was 100% exactly fully evil, and I hated her guts. Still do hate her guts. And I will fight her on sight because she deserves to be in one of those idoms. She deserves to be a Damani. Or, I mean, even worse. One person I did not suspect of being a dark friend was Ingtar. Ingtar was a dark friend, and I could not believe it. I mean, I could because I basically accused him of being a dark friend, but not even really, because I said I'm suspicious of Ingtar because he was like acting really erratic and weird. But I never thought that my offhand comment about him being a dark friend would come true, that he was actually a dark friend. I thought that was wild. I feel so bad for him. And it just goes to show that, like, even good people can fall into bad crowds if they think that that's going to help overall. And this dude, he really, I think, had the best of intentions, but he also did let the archer in who tried to kill Rand at the beginning of the book. So we can only forgive him for so much. And I think that Rand was more forgiving than I would be. I I liked Ingtar, so it sucks that he became a dark friend, or well, that he was this whole time. But I don't know. It was shocking. It was shocking. I was shook when I read that. Also, something that I wasn't expecting, but I love, is that Matt was the one to blow the horn of Valir. I really liked that. I was not expecting it at all. I also love that he drops it multiple times and is like, "No, it's fine. It's fine." Like, it just acted like it's some normal thing. He's like, "See, it's not even scratched holding it up." I'm like, it makes so much sense now looking back that he was the one to blow it, because of course, like, he didn't even go on this quest to find the horn. He went because the dagger was stolen also. Padan Fain stole the dagger, and Matt needed that back because he's still linked to it, and he needed to go to Tar Valon to get unlinked from the dagger, but he needs the dagger and he's going to die without it. So his whole quest with them was, I need to find the dagger, and not at all thinking about the horn in any regard. I like that he was the one to blow it. I do, it makes me nervous that he was the one to blow it though, because that means he will have to be there for the last battle. Like, once you blow the horn, you're linked to it. So as long as Matt is still alive, the horn is linked to him. It won't work for anybody else. And the horn has to be there at the last battle to raise all of the past fighters to fight against the Dark One. So that makes me a little nervous. I hope that he's going to be okay and survive the last battle. I just hope, I worry for him a little bit. He's, I think, kind of my least favorite of the core three of, like, Matt, Rand, and Perrin. I think I didn't care for Matt the most in the first book, and a little bit in this one. He's, like, sassy, and I just don't think the stuff that he says sometimes is funny. I don't know how, like, the way he is with Loial, I don't think I care for. I know he's, like, suspicious and skeptical and stuff because of the dagger and everything, but I don't know. Sometimes the things he says about Loial or too loyal, it's not my fave. It's not my fave. Tom Marilyn is alive, and I loved that. Tom Marilyn is alive, and I called it. I mean, it is so obvious. So of course Tom Marilyn's going to be alive. But I love that he is alive. I feel so bad that his girl got killed though. But he is incredible with the knives. I forgot that he was so skilled with knives until that scene happened, and I was like, "Oh my god." I am curious to see. I think that he will end up reconvening with Rand and all of them, because he has to, because Min saw him being part of everything in the first book. She said that he was connected to it too. So I think that he will rejoin the group. And I mean, now he's got nothing else but to join them, like, his girl's dead and he got kicked out of Kyrian, so, or he left Kyrian because he murdered two people, so he kind of has to leave. I'm excited about that. I was so happy that he was alive because I really didn't think he was for a minute. And he showed up kind of late in the book too, and I was like, what the heck? Nynaeve's testing, like going through the arches and stuff, I loved that so much. And her last test with, like, it being Lan and, like, them having a real life together and her having to leave that, I loved that so, so much. And it makes me wonder what Egwene's are going to be, like, when she gets tested to become and accepted in Tar Valon, what hers are going to be. Rand killed a man. Rand killed. Rand, yes, Rand killed a bunch of Trollocs all the time, and, like, but he killed a real human man. And I think that was obviously necessary, but I think Rand was shocked that he did it too. Because he said like he had never done that before. All the stuff with the Suldam slash Damani stuff was really interesting, but I hated that we had to learn about it all because Egwene was forced to become a Damani. Like I didn't like that for her, but she got so much more powerful, learned so many things because she was forced to, obviously. But that was wild. I also kind of figured that the Suldam could channel because that kind of just makes sense that like the oppressors also have the ability, but they're just kind of hiding it. I think they can channel and they maybe do a little, but they use the Damani as like their excuse. That's just my thinking. I loved that my like theory was proven right. And especially that Egwene was the one who like explained it. One thing I did have a problem with, and I think I will continue to, and I think it's just one of those things that is going to happen in this series because I know there's so many different names and characters and things, is there were three things that were very similarly named. Damani, Ara Doman, like the Domani people, the people from Ara Doman, and Baal Doman. Doman? All of them are pronounced the exact same. You can't tell me they're not pronounced extremely similarly. Baal Doman is the captain who takes Rand, Mat, and Perrin, or whoever's with him, Rand and Mat, down to Caemlyn in the first book, and he's supposed to. He kind of got swept up in the ta'veren because he is supposed to be the getaway ship for Nynaeve, Elaine, Egwene, and Min in this book. I got distracted explaining that, but all of those three things, Domani, Ara Doman slash Domani people, and Baal Doman, could we have thought of different names? Could we thought of like maybe different things just a little bit? Because when I was only listening to the audiobook, I'm like, which one? What are they talking about? It was too much, I think, of all of the same stuff. One thing I forgot to write down, because I'm just going off script now because I don't have anything else to say, or I don't have anything else written down. One thing I loved was getting some of Maureen's point of view. I loved that. And I think that she's setting Lan up to be assigned to Nynaeve with her like planning for her death and like forcing him or whatever it's called, compelling. I can't remember what they say it there, but like she's gonna make him. She's passing him down basically to another Aes Sedai when she dies, or if she dies before him, he has to like serve more Aes Sedai and like keep his vows instead of like rushing off to die in the blight because I think that's what she thinks he would do. And that's just prime setup for Lan and Nynaeve to be together. Unfortunately, it would mean that Moiraine dies, which I don't like because I actually really like Moiraine. And I think I liked her from the beginning, unlike Nynaeve. I think Moiraine is really cool and I want to like learn more about her. So getting some from her POV was really cool. And also I liked the two sisters. I liked getting to see like the two sister Aes Sedai that she went to visit to get information from and stuff like that. I thought it was really cool. I don't know that I have much else. I loved the book. I think I have predictions. I think that Tom Marilyn is going to join Rand. We already talked about that. I hope that Mat gets separated from the dagger, but I wonder if that's going to happen. I hope that it does. And I hope in this book also that Egwene becomes an accepted. I was really interested in Tar Valon. I wanted to see so much more of that. I hope that we get to see more of their training and kind of I want to learn all about the Aes Sedai. I want to know what all of the Ajas do. I just want to know it all. So I hope that we get back to Tar Valon with the girls and that we get to see kind of more of what they can do. I loved the book, and I don't know if I loved it more than The Eye of the World. I'm not sure which of the books is my favorite so far. I think I liked The Eye of the World a little bit more because they were together longer, like all of them were together longer. But at the same time, getting to see Tar Valon and more of what the Aes Sedai can do in this one was fun and really cool and interesting. It's hard to say, but I think I liked both equally for the most part. I mean, I loved, like, extremely loved both of them. So I don't have to pick a favorite right now. But The Dragon Reborn is both my grandma and my uncle's favorite, or one of their favorites in the whole entire series. So I'm really excited to get into this one because it seems like it's a good one. It also, I don't know if it's the way the font is, but it seems like The Dragon Reborn is shorter than both of the other books. I'm thinking I might be able to get through it faster than I got through the other two. It seems like it's shorter by like 1,000 Kobo pages. I'm not sure how that translates to physical pages. That's all I've got right now. Love, 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 love this series so far. It feels really good to be in the middle of, well, not the middle, but to be really getting deeper into a long series. It's been so long since I've done that, and I'm so excited to have this one and to really be invested in and excited by it. So I'm just going to ride the wave as long as I can. We've got 2 down, 15, 14 to go. I'm not sure. I can't remember how many there are, but that's all I've got for you right now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. I hope you're doing well.